Hello, we are back. I know we missed a month, but we are back. It is now April, and I was away with some family health issues, taking care of some family members, but we are back. Okay, so the theme of this month, that what I want to talk about is the idea of momentum. So, how do you get momentum, and how do and how do you keep it? So, we're going to look at it from two aspects. Today, what we're going to look at is the aspect of how do we get momentum for students, for college students specifically? How do we build their momentum, and why does it even matter? And then in the next video, we're going to look at momentum for any of your programs that you're making changes on. I'm going to talk specifically about math, but the ideas can work with any program, any change you're trying to make. Okay, so let's dive in. Students. So first off, why does momentum even matter when we're talking with students and starting college? Okay, it's because there's just a lot coming at students, even more so today than there ever was, to distract them. And there's so many reasons not to finish, and they're not always terrible reasons. There's a lot of people have extremely valid reasons that they could make more money someplace else, or they perceive, and oftentimes it's true, or maybe it's just temporarily that's the case. But it could be something else in terms of a job, calling their name or luring them away. It could be a variety of things with, personal issues. There's a whole host of things. So it's hard anymore we have enrollment is down in most places throughout the US. So we're struggling to get students in the door, but then the next struggle is keeping them and getting them to come back. And so, we want to help them achieve their goals. It's hard to even get them here, but once we get them here, we can't guarantee that we're going to retain them. So how do we do that? And one of the biggest components is having some momentum, having some where they feel like, okay, this is happening. So what does that mean for students? It means that in that first year of college, they need to get a win. So W-I-N. I know that my I's and E's are not always clear. So a win, W-I-N. They need to feel some success. Some real success, not artificial, but it's like, holy cow, I can do this. This is possible. They need to see that they belong in college and that they are capable of moving forward and achieving what they want in college, whatever that is. That might be a few courses or certificate, degree, multiple degrees, who knows? But they need to feel a win. And the easiest way, think about this. When I start thinking about it, I'm like, it makes perfect sense. If you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to improve something about your health, whatever you're trying to do, one of the things that keeps you going is seeing that it's working, seeing that there's progress being made. So when students start, and they don't start in college level math, so that's always the realm that I work in. If they don't start in college level coursework, and if they don't start in coursework that's related to where they're headed, they lose engagement. And particularly math is one of those subjects where a lot of students, they base their college worth, their ability to get a college degree on whether or not they're going to get that math class finished. And I don't want that to be the case, but it's just like a universal truth anymore. Not universal. It's just a common thing that happens, that a lot of times students will believe if they can't pass their math class, they're like, well, I'm never going to be able to finish because this will be the thing that I can't do. And this is just a bigger sign that I was never meant to be here anyway. So the moral of the story is not, oh, let's just give them a win to make them feel good. It's no, they need to earn a win. It needs to be for real. And so one of the things that we have to be focusing on is, at all cost, can we get students to start in a college level course or a version close to it, saying like a co-requisite, college level with some kind of support? Can we start them there? No, we can't start every college student there. It wouldn't, we could set them up for failure. And I get that that's a worry, but we already are setting up for failure right now with a lot of these long developmental sequences that we used to think were the greatest way to solve a problem, but it actually contributes to it. Passing a beginning algebra class isn't nearly as motivating as passing a statistics class for which you get college credit. Okay, so what we need to is build structures that allow as much as possible for them to get a win in that first year. It's not always going to happen in the first semester, but we need to aim for it to possibly, to build the structures that make it conducive to happening. We're not giving it to them, but that they can earn it at most in that second semester. That is key, and it is possible. Now, there are students that we know that come to us, especially if you work at a community college, that sometimes are very, very low and may have cognitive issues. So, what we do in that first semester may be different, and maybe we need a little bit more than a first semester. It might be time in adult basic ed. It might be a bridge program. It might be more wraparound services. It might be more tutoring, whatever. There's all kinds of ways to serve students that have greater needs. But it doesn't mean that all of our students need to start with multiple semesters. And the benefit is when they are sitting in a college class, first it's all like, oh, I'm actually, I'm meant to be in college. I'm sitting in a college math class. I'm not sitting in a high school math class. So that already is like a little bit motivating compared to before. Now, some of them, they don't know any different. They're like, well, of course, isn't that what you do? You go and you enroll in a college math class. A lot of students don't know that, up until recently, in the vast majority of colleges in the US, almost half students or more were not starting in college level. So, it's like they're starting there, or they're starting there with support, but they're still at the college level. That's huge. And then creating, the way that we can make our courses, our instruction and our assessment the best that we can to serve students. Of course, we're all trying to do that, but there's always ways that we can all improve, myself included. We're never done. There's always things that we can do to improve. But the value is when a student gets that win, that is something that can hold tremendous weight and continue them moving forward, especially when they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to stay around for this degree. I don't know. It's like, I've already got my math done. I've already got this many credits done. So there's also national work done like by Complete College America that they're really, encouraging. We have 15 credits a semester if possible. Now, not all students can do that. They're part-time, but it's trying to get students in, get them 15 credits, get that under their belt, get them a win, and get them some momentum, because that is the key to them continuing in a real way. Again, not an artificial, just to make them feel good way, but a real way, and getting their degree, which is for whatever their goal is that they're trying to achieve. Okay. So next video, we're going to talk about what does it take to build momentum when you're working on changes, anything in your college, and why does that matter?